Hi guys, today we are going to be talking about the property decorator and how we can use it for getters and setters. Okay, so this is my piece of code, my class from my last tutorial where I was explaining getters and setters. Okay, so I'm just going to run this code and explain it a little bit. Okay, so here we have a vehicle class. It's got three properties and you can see they are protected with the underscore. Okay. And I've got two functions or two methods that can manipulate the speed. And I've got getters and setters here. Get the name, set the name, get the speed, and set the speed. And those are used because you don't want to allow your user of your class to access the attributes directly. Okay, it's always safer to push the access through a method where you can control what the user can and cannot do. Okay, so here's I'm initiating the class and making a car object, and then I get the name and I get the speed. Okay, as you can see, there's the car and the speed. Okay, so now we're going to use the property decorator to actually make this a little more simpler to use. So now what the property decorator will do is it will actually make a property that you can use to access these attributes. Okay, very something similar to a method, but it's a property. Okay, so now you can see we're using the property decorator, and the first time you use it and you make a property out of the name and you use the same name of your attribute except without the underscore as the method, and then you just return that, and then you take the name at name.setter and then you make a setter method. Okay, you define a setter method. Okay, and you do the same thing with the speed. So now instead of having these get name and get speed, I'll comment those out, you can now use car dot, you just go name and you can see it's a property. So now you can just call the property. In this case, I'll have to print it. So you will admit that that looks much cleaner code than having these get name and get speed or set name, set speed method calls that you have above here. Just produces cleaner code. Okay, and you get the same result. And to call the setter, you'll just call it the property and you'll assign a value. Okay, let's run that. Okay, now you can see because I put a print statement in there, you can actually see where it's calling the setter, and it's also uppercasing everything because that's what you wanted it to do. Okay, so now you can do the same thing if you want these properties to be called when you are initializing the attribute. Okay, so now it will actually call the setters. All right, and the same in here. You can actually take out that underscore and it will refer to the setter that we defined below. Okay, so let's run that. You'll see now when it declares the or initialize it, you can see it called the setting of the name, it called the setting of the speed. There it displays it out your first time around. Okay, and you can see the name is in uppercase. And then when I change the name, it gets called again. And then now the car is blue. So that is how you can use the property decorator to define getters and setters in a more Pythonic way. Right guys, hope you enjoyed that short tutorial and I hope it explains how to use the property decorator. Have a great day. Cheers.